New details on the devil in All Elite Wrestling, the identity behind the mystery individual. Also an update on the identity of his mystery masked assailant who has been helping the devil in recent weeks on AEW programming. Plus details on if the devil's identity is CM Punk or Britt Baker. Details on that, plus Vince McMahon sells a significant amount of his shares in TKO officially. WWE deletes a Randy Orton tease on social media that may have been a bit too close to plans possibly coming up for Survivor Series. Details on that, plus Jade Cargill, an update on her status after she missed NXT last night and wasn't at the WWE Performance Center. Daniel Garcia says he's currently in a contract year with All Elite Wrestling. An update on Bad Bunny status for WrestleMania 40. Rey Mysterio has undergone knee surgery, but did that affect plans when it comes to Santos Escobar and his heel turn? Mickie James is reportedly a free agent after some fans spotted she was removed from the Impact Wrestling roster page on their website, and WWE and Panini gets into a settlement regarding their respective lawsuits against each other. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Let's start off talking about the devil in AEW and a big update on the identity of the individual, as well as the mystery masked assailants that have been supporting the devil in recent weeks on AEW programming. Now, there are many questions regarding the devil in AEW, as well as the masked assailants that appear on the show. Now, according to Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select, on a recent Fightful show, the panel on it was speculating whether or not the people that have been under the mask in the segments are actually the people who are planned for the eventual reveal. Comparison is with the likes of Retribution in WWE a few years ago. Initially, the people that were actually under the mask weren't the people that eventually got revealed to be the people under the mask, if that makes sense. Now, multiple sources have reached out to Fightful to confirm that is indeed the case, i.e. the people that have been portraying the masked assailants are the people that are planned to be revealed once their masks do come off. But they have done well at keeping it quiet, according to Sapp. Now, you may remember, as I mentioned, in the case of Retribution in WWE, not only were the eventual reveals not the people under the mask originally, but the talent themselves had no idea for a while they were even planned for it. Now, those that Fightful have spoken to are of the belief that it isn't CM Punk that's under the devil mask, and saying that it would be a huge work on those in the know if indeed it is Punk and he's made a quiet return to the company. Now, it goes without saying, but he hasn't been playing and portraying the person under the mask recently, so again, this would be a similar situation to the person who has been portraying the devil recently hasn't been CM Punk. Doesn't mean it's not going to be him, but as Sean Ross Sapp has said, that would be a huge work on almost everyone in AEW. Now, in case you're wondering, because this was a theory that was thrown out there on social media recently, and we did cover it, particularly when some teasers were made in a Doja Cat promotional video with AEW, Fightful Select are reporting they have been told that Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, hasn't been under the mask either, so her comments within interviews this past week were not a swerve if people in the company are to be believed. So not only are they saying it's not CM Punk, it's possible, but it's not CM Punk, also Dr. Britt Baker, it's not her either, and the key thing too is that the mystery masked assailants that have been portraying these individuals on AEW programming are the same people that are eventually going to be revealed. So with this new bit of information here, who do you think the devil is and who do you think his assailants are? Do you still think it's Adam Cole and the assailants are the Kingdom? It would make sense. Do you think it's Jack Perry and somebody else? Do you think it's someone that hasn't even been rumored or speculated to be the devil? Do you think it's MJF? Let me know your thoughts, your queries, your speculation, your takes as always in the comments section below. This was a big story last week, and now today it has been confirmed regarding TKO, Vince McMahon, and shares that he has officially now sold. Vince McMahon has officially sold some of his shares. Now, on November 9, it was announced that Vince McMahon was looking to sell 8.4 million of his TKO shares. On November 14, a new changes in beneficial ownership filing indicated that McMahon sold his 8.4 million shares at the price of $76.41 per share. The net proceeds come out at $641 million, $844,000 as well. Now, McMahon still holds over 20 million shares, which is roughly 12% of the company, so it's not as if he sold all of his shares or anything like that. Nevertheless, he has sold a significant amount for a significant amount of money. Now, this comes actually from the filing itself, saying, quote, pursuant to an underwriting agreement dated November 9, 2023, among the issuer, the underwriters listed on Schedule 2, there Flair 2 and Reporting Person. The Reporting Person sold 8.4 million shares of the issuer's Class A common stock in an underwritten secondary public offering, which closed on November 14, 2023. The shares were sold at a public offering price of $79.80 per share, and the Reporting Person paid an underwriting discount and commission of $3.39 per share, resulting in a net price of $76.41 per share. Includes 83,102 restricted stock units. Each TKO RSU represents a contingent right to receive 1 share of the issuer's Class A common stock. Excludes 100 shares of the issuer's Class A common stock owned individually by the reporting person's wife, Linda McMahon. The reporting person disclaims beneficial ownership of those shares. So, of course, we get any more details on Vince McMahon, his status, his ownership, his role in TKO moving forward, we'll let you know. But Vince McMahon, by selling those shares, has made a significant amount of money. As I mentioned, over $641 million. Again, an astronomical amount of money. What do you think this means for Vince? Do you think, as we spoke about last week, it's the beginning of the end? Or is it just a case of a cash grab for a man that still does have some significant power within TKO and therefore WWE and the UFC? Now, spoilers ahead when it comes to Survivor Series because, as I mentioned, there's been lots of this going around, but at this point, it's quite well known, really, isn't it? But I'll give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it's regarding none other than the Viper himself, Randy Orton, and Survivor Series. And today, WWE, specifically the digital and social media teams, may have put their foot in it a little bit when it comes to spoiling the upcoming return of the Apex Predator. Now, WWE has deleted a major tease for a rumored huge return slated to take place at Survivor Series next weekend. Survivor Series is set to be headlined by a men's War Games match with the Judgment Day taking on Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, Jey Uso and Sami Zayn. With one more episode of Raw to go before the show, it has been reported that the War Games will become a 5 versus 5, with Drew McIntyre joining the Judgment Day side. The potential 5th member of the babyface team has been speculated to be none other than Randy Orton, a friend of Cody Rhodes who has been out of action for close to 18 months. As speculation for his potential return amps up, WWE posted a huge teaser for a potential return for the Viper at Survivor Series. Taken to Instagram, which you can see on the screen right here, WWE shared a clip of Randy Orton hitting an RKO on Hunico at the 2011 Survivor Series event, alongside the rather suspicious caption saying, quote, "You just never know when an RKO is going to pop up, hashtag Survivor Series." However, the major hint was obviously noticed by those within the company, as the caption has since been updated, now reading, quote, "Gets us every time, hashtag Survivor Series." So, what are your thoughts on this? Is this just more indication? Was this actually part of the plan? Sometimes leaks and things being put out there inadvertently is actually part of the plan. Do you think it's WWE again trying to get people to continue talking? What are your thoughts about it? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Now, we spoke earlier today regarding the status of Jade Cargill in WWE. Some haven't seen her for a while on WWE television and were wondering what's going on with the former TBS champion. Now, Jade Cargill made her WWE debut on the kickoff show for Fastlane, where she met up with Triple H backstage. She has since appeared on Raw, SmackDown and NXT, interacting with various top stars, including Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. Jade's last appearance took place on Night 1 of NXT Halloween Havoc, where she watched the NXT Women's Championship main event between Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria. The latest on Cargill ahead of last night's NXT tapings was that Jade was not present at the Performance Center, though she had been there frequently since her signing with the company. In an update from PW Insider, Jade is present at the Performance Center today after not being present for last night's NXT tapings. Jade was previously reported to be a member of the Raw roster when she eventually makes her debut for the company, but it's still been suggested that maybe WWE doesn't actually officially know where they're going to put her, Raw, SmackDown or NXT, because she's appeared on every single show since her debut, being all 3 brands. Now, Jade had been speculated as a potential participant in the Women's War Games match at Survivor Series next weekend, which is reportedly not the plan. So if you're expecting Jade to be in War Games, that's not going to happen. Now, switching gears to AEW, and this is quite an interesting story regarding Daniel Garcia. He says he's in a contract year ahead of, he said he was in a contract year ahead of his first AEW World Championship bout last week against MJF. After impressive performances against the likes of CM Punk, Bryan Danielson, Daniel Garcia was signed to a contract with All Elite Wrestling in October of 2021. On the November 8th edition of AEW Dynamite, Garcia received his first shot at an AEW World Championship when he came up short short against MJF. Speaking to the Walkway to Fight Club with Steven Mulhausen of DAZN ahead of the match, Garcia was asked what it would mean to win the top prize in the company. Revealing this is a contract year for him, Garcia answered, quote, "I mean, the champion is the person who gets to put the company on their back. They're the one who's on every poster, every pay-per-view, every TV show. They make the most money. It would mean a lot for me. This is a contract year for me, so I'm doing everything I can to solidify my next deal where I end up. So I feel like winning the title, it would be the biggest deal in the world for the place that I'm at right now. It would be amazing." And of course, he did not win the championship, but with the nature of AEW contracts, the statement would seem to indicate that Garcia's contract will expire in October 2024, since he signed in 2021, and most deals with the promotion are 3 to 5 years in length. Garcia went on to compete in a loss to Andrade El Idolo on the November 11 episode of AEW Collision as well. So, what are your thoughts when it comes to Garcia? Where do you think he'll end up? Do you think he'll stay in AEW? Could he go to WWE? Or could he go elsewhere? Now, a bit of an update when it comes to Bad Bunny and WWE. Of course, this comes after his huge match at Backlash earlier this year, which was a rousing success. As the calendar is about to turn to 2024, WWE fans are all looking towards WrestleMania 40 and wondering what the company has planned for the show of shows in Philadelphia next year. While the likes of Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, and Brock Lesnar will be available for the showcase of the Immortals, some of the huge names have been up in the air, the likes of The Rock, John Cena, and others. Per PW Insider, a fan provided the touring schedule for the World Tour of Grammy Award winner Bad Bunny, who would be available for Night 2 of WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia. This is stories that have been put out there previously, but PW Insider is reporting it today. Now, his current schedule for the Most Wanted Tour is as follows. Saturday, April 6, he's in Detroit. Sunday, April 7, he's off. Monday, April 8, he's off. And Tuesday, April 9th, he's in Washington, D.C. Now, Bunny has become a fixture in WWE, where he's put on several spectacular performances in the past, most recently against Damian Priest at Backlash in Puerto Rico. If WWE and Bad Bunny were able to come to an agreement, fans could potentially see the widely popular musical artist back in the ring at Mania for the first time since 2021. He could even appear on the Raw after WrestleMania and then take a short flight to DC for his next tour date. If we get any more details on plans, we'll let you know, but what would you like to see Bad Bunny do at WrestleMania if indeed he was available? What do you think's next for him? Maybe a clash against Logan Paul in the battle of the two entertainment stars. Now, a bit of an update when it comes to Rey Mysterio, his injury, and how that may have affected plans when it comes to Santos Escobar's heel turn last week on SmackDown. WWE Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio revealed yesterday that he had undergone knee surgery, which is set to keep him out of action for 6 to 8 weeks. Rey dropped the United States Championship to Logan Paul at Crown Jewel on November 5th, with Escobar leaving a pair of brass knuckles on the apron, allowing Paul to use them to defeat Rey. Carlito called out Escobar on the act on SmackDown, which led to Escobar attacking Rey, leaving the LWO in the process. In an update from PW Insider, Rey is still in Birmingham, Alabama post-surgery. When asked if Rey's injury forced WWE to bring forward Escobar's turn and the LWO, PW Insider noted that it was always the plan to take place. Had Rey not suffered the injury, the company would have continued with the story and began right into running Rey versus Escobar on live events. So it was a case of if Rey was around, they would just continue to run the story on television. He's not around though, so they wrote him off television in the process. Now, there has actually been some internal raving over the performance of one person in particular last week when it comes to this angle that we saw on SmackDown. During the attack, Escobar was confronted by Joaquin Wilde, Cruz del Toro, and Zelina Vega of the LWO, with Zelina berating Santos for the turn, including bringing herself to tears. Zelina's acting didn't go unnoticed by those in the company, per PW Insider. There have been quite a few people internally who have raved about Vega's performance and emotional work during the segments. Zelina has done some acting work before, prior to her time in WWE, as well as acting as AJ Lee in the Fighting With My Family movie. So plenty of people were very, very impressed when it came to Zelina Vega's acting last week. Now let's talk about Impact Wrestling, soon to be TNA Wrestling, and a bit of an update when it comes to former Knockouts champion Mickie James. Now at Impact Bound for Glory 2023, Trinity Fatu defeated Mickie James to retain the Impact Knockouts World Championship. Following her loss, James has not been seen on television for the company since then. a fan took to Twitter and noticed the fact that the former 5-time Knockouts World Champion has been removed from the Impact roster page on the promotion's website. Now, some people were looking into this saying that means she's gone from the company. Others were just saying sometimes when a talent isn't on TV for a while, they take them off, but it doesn't mean they're done with Impact Wrestling altogether. Well, responding to the fan, Fightful Short Raw Sat provided an update and confirmed that Mickie James has technically been a free agent for her entire last run with Impact. The former WWE star has been working without a contract since returning to Impact back in 2021. During her 2-year run with the promotion, Mickie captured the Knockouts World Championship twice and then had a memorable last rodeo run. Also, James made a return to WWE during the 2022 Women's Royal Rumble match as the Knockouts World Champion. It remains to be seen if Mickie James will make her return to WWE, land in another promotion, or make her return to Impact when it becomes TNA, of course, next year in 2024. Of course, if we get any more details on this, we'll let you know in the future. And finally, an update when it comes to WWE and Panini. This has been a developing story that's been going on for a while. Now, not too long ago, the business relationship between WWE and merchandising partner Panini turned from sweet to sour, with WWE seeking to end their agreement, claiming a breach of contract. The two sides almost immediately found themselves in court over the matter as Panini continued selling WWE trading cards. A preliminary injunction hearing on the case had been scheduled, but it appears that will no longer be necessary. Attorney and author Paul Lesko shared via X that Panini and WWE had reached an agreement in principle to settle the case. He said, quote, potential big update in the Panini WWE lawsuit. In a letter to the court, the parties note that discussions between the parties and their counsel have resulted in an agreement in principle. The parties are in the process of memorializing that agreement in signed writing. Talks on reaching a settlement look to have moved forward after a pair of phone conversations between Panini higher-ups and WWE CEO Nick Khan. Those discussions became public after the judge in the case ordered the parties to file a letter with the court detailing talks the sides had regarding a temporary path forward to govern the parties' relationship. Saying the journalist in question, Paul Lesko, also said, quote, the reason we got this letter was because the judge ordered the parties to, quote, file a letter detailing the extent of the principles and counsel's communications regarding a temporary path forward to govern the parties' relationship. He also said, quote, and it appears there was 2 half-hour discussions between Nick Khan, CEO WWE, Mark Warsop, CEO Panini America, and Elizabeta Musini, Group Licensing Director Panini, that led to this settlement in principle. Well, the case being headed toward the finish line, details are murky for the time being as to what the settlement means for WWE's relationship with either Panini or Fanatics, their new partner going forward. Per Lesko, the proposed settlement could lead to WWE and Panini continuing to work together, or perhaps end up with Panini selling its merchandising rights to Fanatics overall. So any more details on that in the future, we'll let you know. But there you go, guys. This latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.